The finals of the 2017 Australian Amateur Championship, presented by Swinging Skirts and hosted by Yarra Yarra Golf Club. The women's final was a David and Goliath affair, at least on paper. Hye-jin Choi, the world number 4, taking on fellow Korean Somi Lee, the world number 809. But it was Lee who made the first move. She grabbed an early lead and things were tight all the way through the front 9. Choi, the low amateur at the 2016 US Women's Open, showed her experience on the back 9 of the morning round. And by lunch she'd quietly built a 2-up lead. Lee wasn't giving in though. Her putter started to warm up early in the second round, and by the 27th hole the margin had been half to 1. But that was as close as she'd get, as Choi made a final press for the title once they reached the turn. This birdie on the 28th increased her lead to 2 and was followed by another win on the 30th. A bogey from Lee on the 34th hole was enough to give Choi a 4-2 win, a push up the World Amateur Golf Rankings, and a spot in next month's ISPS Hender Australian Women's Open at Royal Adelaide. The men's final had more action than an Avengers movie. Victorian Matias Sanchez taking on West Australian Minwoo Lee. Both players 18 years of age, and they had their nervous mothers out watching. Sanchez, the runner-up at the 2016 Australian Boys Amateur, made a start you could only dream of. Birdies on 1, 2 and 3, and in the space of 30 minutes he'd built a 3-up lead. It took a little time, but Lee slowly closed the deficit. After becoming the first Australian to win the 2016 US Junior Amateur Championship last July, he was now drawing on his match play experience at the right time. When he made this slick birdie putt down the hill on the par 3 15th, the match was back to all square.
That is amazing. Oh, great putt.
But it was time for the tide to shift again. With both players 5 under through 15 holes, it was Lee who made the first blemish. Bogeys on 16 and 18 allowed Sanchez to sneak 2 holes clear after 18. That was followed by a change of clothes and a well-earned lunch. The crowds were building as the afternoon round began, and once again it was Sanchez who came out firing. Wins on the 20th, 21st and 22nd holes gave him a 4-up lead, the biggest of the match so far. And then, yet again, everything changed. Lee took our driver on the 288-metre 23rd hole and knocked it on the green to the delight of the onlooking gallery. He rolled in the putt for eagle, gave a determined fist pump, and the momentum had shifted again. That was followed by wins on the 26th, 28th and 29th. With just 7 holes to go, the match was back to all square. And things looked more grim for Sanchez when 2 bogeys followed on the 32nd and 33rd holes. Lena had the lead for the first time, 2 up with 3 to play. But just like a good John Grisham book, there was one final twist in this enthralling tale. On the 34th hole, Sanchez conjured up a magic birdie to halve the deficit. And when Lee found the trees on the 35th hole, the game again was all square, heading to the final hole. Both players missed the green, and Sanchez was left with an 8-foot par putt to take the title. A remarkable finish. For the second straight day, Sanchez comes from 2 down with 3 to play and has now etched his name on one of the great trophies in Australian golf. He gets a start in the 2017 Emirates Australian Open and earns a memory that will stick with him and that of the gallery at Yarra Yarra for many years to come.